Hello, everyone. Yeah, I'm here to talk about metropolitan area network, which is MAN. Metropolitan area network is a type of network that is larger than LAN, local area network, but spans within a metropolis. Okay, most of the time, companies or business organizations would have their offices within the city, not even one office. Most of these companies. Okay, example of these companies is the bank, okay, and some other maybe government parastatals or large a large private sector. Okay, they have their offices in a particular city. So the way to link these offices, okay, this type of network is called metropolitan area network, and you build it using some kind of fiber optic cable because from one link to the other may be up to 10 to 15 kilometers. So in this kind of network, we use a radio, okay? You establish a microwave radio link. That's the wireless link if you want to go for wireless means. But here we use fiber, okay? You can see in a metropolitan area network, you must build this network in such a way that there will be fault tolerance because in this kind of network, users don't need to encounter downtime. We ensure zero downtime. Okay, so you can see we have about two switches here. These are the main switches. Okay, and these switches are layer 3 switches. Okay, has more capacity than these switches, even though the other switches here are multi-layer switches. Okay, but the switches at the internet age must be more powerful than these switches that link to each offices, even though they are also multi-layer switches. Okay, so these switches is a kind of core switches, and you can see we have primary and secondary switches here, and each and every one of these switches has, okay, service provider linked to it. This is ISP2, this is ISP1. Okay, so you run a fiber from here to this office. This is office one, office two, okay, office three, and office four. And this is the head office. Okay, so what do you do? What to do? You need to have a particular address space that you can assign from this switch to this. Okay, you determine a particular address space because you need to configure point-to-point layer 3 addresses from each one, and you see that each of these switches are linked to these two switches, which means when the primary switch fails, the secondary takes over. So in this type of network, you must use a point-to-point, addressing scheme. Okay, you don't need to waste an IP address. From here, one IP address, and from here, one IP address, which means you need to develop or design a particular subnetting scheme that can, each subnet will be two IP addresses for these links. So all you need to do here is to, let's say we want to use this address, okay? Okay, so you design it in such a way that, you know, it will match this network by using a block size of 4, 12, and 16, 1, 5, 9, 13, 17. 2, 6, 10, 14, 18. Now this is 3, this is 7, this is 11, this is 15, this is what? This is 19. These are broadcasts, these are network. Between here are the valid IP addresses. So all you need to do, like this one here, you put 1 here. This IP address must be here, 172.168.10.1/30. You go here, 172.168.10.2/30. Okay, so you come here again, you put 172.168.10.5. You go here, you put 172.168.10.6. Okay, the links. Okay, you come here to 172.168.10.9, 172.168.10.10. Okay, /30. You come here also 172.168.10.13. You go here 172.168.10.14. Okay, so you come back here 172.168.10.17, 172.168.10.18. So we need to still go 20, 24, this 21 here, this 21, 22, and 23. This broadcast address, the next one is 20. So we need to do 172.168.10.21, 172.168.10.22. Okay, 172.168.10.25, 172.168.10.26. Okay, sorry, 25. Okay, no, this 25 here, and this 26. 27 is the broadcast address, and the next one is 28. So 172.168.10.29, 172.168.10.30. So you can see how I did this subnetting. Okay, from this IP address space here, I was able to generate the addresses that can be assigned from link to link. Okay. Okay, you can see the IP address is point to point. So now when you link, you can do this. This is the way to configure this. Now, let's say from global configuration mode, for this switch, you do this interface. No, first of all, IP routing. Enable the switch with IP routing because it's layer switch. You hit enter, then you do this interface. Let's say this GO/O here. You do this interface GO/O. You hit enter. You hit enter, then no switch port. Disable the switch port because it's a switch. Okay, disable the switch port. Then you put IP address. You assign this IP address and assign to this. Exactly what you did here is what you do here because it is a multi-layer switch. That's layer 3 switch. Okay, so after that, when you come here, you can still create your VLANs here. Put another switch here. Okay, let's say this is a switch for another VLAN. This is a switch for different VLAN. This is also a switch because you created you created a metropolitan area network that linked from head office to this. So from here, it can create VLANs because here now there are so many departments here. Okay, this link was made to this office here. Okay, so this office might also have departments, several departments. So you need to create VLANs in this switch, okay, which means these are access switches, okay, where computers connect to. Computers, printers connect here as well. These are where users are connected to, okay. So making this is called distribution and access. Okay, so this is the way to build a metropolitan area network. Okay, you can see the address scheme here. You can see how I did a subnetting that can, you create a layer 3 link and configure with IP addressing. Now, this here, this ISP1, ISP2, you need to create what is called hot standby router protocol in this switch, okay, so that one switch will be made server and one switch will be made client, or in most cases, it can allow the switches to be just servers, okay, which means there is nothing like you will not create VTP, you will not create what is called virtual LAN trunking protocol. You can only create a trunk. This is a trunk link here. Trunk link that link the two switches. Then you manually create a VLAN here. You manually create VLAN here. So both the switches has, or you don't need to create VLAN in this kind of network because here is layer 3 switch. This is where you create VLANs. But all you need to do here is, sorry, this is not a trunk link. I'm sorry. Okay, this is not a trunk link because you configure layer 3 link to the distribution switch. So is in this distribution switch, you create VLANs for, each office because each and every one of these office has departments. Okay, the same thing is applicable to these switches. Okay, if you don't know how to create VLAN, please refer to VLAN, the video tutorial titled VLAN configuration. Okay, so this is how, metropolitan, this is what metropolitan area network looks like. Okay, just want to briefly, explain because most of you don't, especially those that are new in networking, when you mention metropolitan area network, they become confused. So they want to know what is all about. This is how it looks like, okay? And these are fiber optic links. These are fibers because you cannot use ordinary twisted pair cable to build because it exceeds the range of the cable, okay? If you like this video, do not hesitate to share and I'll see you in the next tutorial. Bye.